we're ready to get started. So very quickly, I'm going to ask each one of you to introduce yourselves.
My name's Ron Thurston. I'm the Vice President of Retail for INTERMIX. And I think what's important probably for this crowd, from my experience, 10 years ago I worked at Apple in a multi-store leadership role. So I was part of launching several of the iPhones, the iPad, MacBook Air, and so. And then the last several years, I was running Bonobos, kind of helping launch that, so we can certainly talk more about Bonobos. And then until about 7 weeks ago, I was running Saint Laurent retail for the Americas. So happy to be here, thank you.
Great. Neeta?
Hi, my name is Neeta Singh, and I spent half my career in finance and half in strategy and ops. Most recently, I was the Chief Operating Officer of Armarium, which is a fairly new and different retail concept, and I am currently the Chief Operating Officer of Activant Capital, where we focus a lot on consumer and commerce infrastructure technologies.
Hi, good evening everyone. Rachel Kraus, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Westfield World Trade Center, and I was on the pre-development team for the past 5 years in the lead up to the opening of World Trade Center, and now on the operating and marketing side, and oversee all of retail relations, event activation, strategy, the whole marketing mix, digital, media, paid, social, and kind of community engagement and campus engagement for the World Trade Center retail development.
Great. So as you guys can see, we've got a lot of great perspectives on the panel here, ranging from real estate to technology to capital to just retail in general. For anybody in the room who has been reading anything that has anything to do with retail, you know it sounds apocalyptic. It sounds like this is the end of the retail era. But as we all know, as anybody who's been in the industry, as anybody who knows, generally, these things aren't just going to end. It's just going to change.
From a store's perspective, I think the first thing we have to do is continually merge e-com and retail. But I think for many years we thought about it as two separate entities, and today it's an integration of both. And I know at INTERMIX we work really hard to make sure that her experience on e-com and her experience in retail are similar, and she knows kind of what our offerings are at every level. And so what we can do to actually be better is support the retail store piece, from leadership, training, hiring, just integrating all the businesses together is a huge part of what we need to do better.
It's a perfect point. It's omni-channel retailing. It's a term that we all hear all the time. But at the end of the day, Amazon has changed consumers' expectations. You get everything that you want within 2 hours. It's kind of awesome. You don't have to step foot in a store if you don't want to. Customers love shopping, but want to have a better experience. And from my perspective, one of the most difficult things for an incumbent retailer to provide that experience is the technology infrastructure. So not only helping the retail team with better management and leadership, but also the tools to be able to provide that kind of service, understanding where their inventory is at any given point in time, so that if you want that jacket, you know, it can be delivered to you from another store.
I would say our top competitor is like your couch, right? Because if you can sit there on your phone ordering what you want, what is going to entice someone to get up off their couch and move themselves into a place and then shop and try something on? For us, it's really about building that back-end infrastructure to support the retailers to ultimately create an easier and more cohesive consumer experience. When you walk into the space, if we want to create almost like your live filter system, so I'm looking for a sweater size medium under $50 in yellow, and that you'll get real-time inventory feeds from the retailers to shorten the distance between retail and consumer.
The talent that we hire, train, put in stores has to equal her expectation when she comes in. And so the effort that we put in actually on the back end of people is where the technology actually wins. Because if the store teams aren't engaged, excited, like find it useful, find it easy to use, find it building business, then the store teams actually kind of drop their use of the technology because it's not user-friendly. From my experience, it's really about having people in stores that put the customer first, and technology supports the experience.
To be honest, in many ways, we kind of built into spaces where we didn't have to worry about them coming. That was kind of the whole point. There's 40,000 people a day going past our space in Union Square. The trouble sometimes is getting them to stop because they just want to get out of the subway station. But you know, we have stores on every one of the NYC ferry boats. We're already up to 16 stores, so they're already on the boat. You know, we're in office buildings, we're in airports, a lot of hard-to-reach captive places. And it's really about day improvement. It's kind of what we focus on. So we're really kind of injecting ourselves into people's lives on a day-to-day basis in places where, frankly, most retailers can't actually operate because it doesn't make sense to have, you know, INTERMIX on a ferry boat.
Early Apple retail is about education, and it's kind of the ultimate in showrooming. So the idea of you actually come to an Apple store to learn, and hopefully purchase, but you're actually studying. And so if you think about Bonobos, the idea of, you know, if you haven't heard the story, the office, which is right up the street here, guys were coming into the office wanted to kind of touch and feel and try it before he placed an e-com order. So he would literally come to the office here on 25th Street and say, hey, can I just see it? Can I just try it? And it kind of turned into 2 fitting rooms in the lobby of the office right here. And that actually turned into what today is the guide shop. And so the idea of he actually wants to come in and have a one-on-one experience with a guide and actually learn about how to style himself. That's what best-in-class retail today is about, one-on-one personal experiences that happen.
We're looking at our common space, the space that attracts the masses, those 400,000 people. And again, I'm focusing more on World Trade Center, but this is macro in terms of the direction for the company, is looking at these public spaces and thinking about curation, thinking about activation, thinking about pop-up retail, thinking about surprise experiences, those FOMO, you know, I would say our marketing plan is FOMO. It's all about creating this sense of fear of missing out and being on top of people's minds and their radars.
You can spend money on 3 things. You can spend money on, you know, products, experiences, and services. People are now blending those things together based on the context and the relationships that somebody has. So Amazon now says, well, you know, that we'll send you toilet paper, but it comes with a movie download, or the movie download now comes with free shipping, and all of those things are now being blended together.
The best-in-class retailers today are those that put the relationship first, and whatever that looks like for that particular brand. That's why you come to a retail space today, is because of the relationship you have with the brand and the people that actually work in the store.
It's all about the customer experience and what enables that. So whether it is the Amazon Now experience or the Amazon Go experience and the technology that enables you to walk into a store, grab an apple and walk out and not have to interact with anyone, because sometimes that's the service that you want.
For sure.
Or if it's, I want to walk into that store and feel special and know that the store associate knows that I spent $10,000 last month.